Welcome to part 13 of Vampire the Masquerade. Let's see what we have to do. Alright, go find Alistair Grout. So let's go back to the taxi and head to his mansion. Oh no, actually we're supposed to see Mercurio from the email, actually. Sell some stuff. Then we'll go to the Grout mansion. Let's see, the prince, well...
Anything I can do for you tonight?
I guess no new dialogue. The prince, Prince LaCroix wanted, or he called a Primogen meeting, and they're all worried that Grout is not responding. Primogen is like spokesperson for the clan, so he's a spokesperson for the Malkavian clan. So they're worried about him, so we have to go
Anything I can do for you
see
tonight?
what's going on there and get him to check in. And his like specific malady is paranoia, or maybe schizophrenia. Well, I guess schizophrenia is paranoia. Yeah, that's his specific Malkavian malady. So we'll get to see more of that once we make it there.
Where to?
Which is just down there.
You? What are you doing here?
Might ask you the same thing. Seems to be Nines Rodriguez.
No?
Are you looking into Grout's disappearance too?
You should get out of here. This place is bad news. Pardon me.
Maybe for you, but for a badass like me? So he seemed not himself. Especially when he said pardon me. It doesn't seem like something an anarch who's supposed to be, punk rock would say. What was that? So yeah, this is the Grout Mansion. It's pretty nice. Wonder if there's actually a building like this in Los Angeles. This looks like the area where like all the celebrities live, like that hill. But yeah, let's go inside. Alright, so around his mansion there's a bunch of, I guess these are Malkavians. I don't know if they're Malkavians or they're just regular humans that were demented. But yeah, there's just a bunch of them. The women you can pretty much leave alone, but those guys will attack you. So I thought they were Nosferatu, but they're just in bondage gear. So yeah, but you can just avoid them by sneaking or just killing them. It's locked. So that's a hint at a puzzle, which basically this whole area is a puzzle. Actually, there is a voice. These tape recorders kind of tell the story of what's going on with this place. So I think this is number 2.
Another unfortunate casualty to tide of time.
Yeah, that's number 2.
Insane asylums. I lament their loss not only as brokerage houses for the breadth and depth of human psychoses, but also I shall mourn the disappearance of that peculiar environment present only in an insane asylum. That palpable atmosphere of blistered brains and churning bowels, the odoriferous melange of freely flowing bodily humors, that gently rolling cacophony of distant sobs and screams, the muttered cursing at perceived enemies, and the blissful gurgling of the lobotomized.
Write this thing down,
like a
so I'm not gonna
newborn
remember it.
babe discovering the sky.
Piece of paper.
I shall still find test subjects as surely as I find bloody sustenance in the night, but this climate, I fear, may never be replicated.
Okay, so this is a hint at the first puzzle. Perception at once shapes the mind and rules over time. Time, however, erodes human perception and then in turn warps the mind. The mind is capricious, having various effects on perception, time, and mind itself. With harmony, progress is made. So these candlesticks all represent those three things. Yeah, so time, perception, and mind. That's supposed to be a brain. And I wrote it down. What was it? PMT. So perception, mind, time. Or maybe not. Then let's try time, perception, mind. Okay, that did it. You can pretty much just play around with them until you get it. Puzzle's not perfectly clear. That's alright. And the other tape recorder is in here.
It is quite...
I'm trying to play the frickin' thing.
It is quite peculiar, the happenings I've been made to witness for my supernatural activity. I am thinking of one unfortunate phenomenon in particular, of unique interest to my station, both as a professional and as a sufferer of this vampiric condition. It seems the stream of time has begun to erode the moorings of my chosen course of study, for the methodologies that gave birth to psychology are slowly disappearing. I find myself in an era that overlooks the physical component of psychological pathology time and again in favor of the sophistic practices of Freud. Phrenology, dactylpintelism, and the rest of the old guard has fallen by the wayside, its champions all silenced in death with my unique exception. Would that I could make my voice heard again, although it may be suspicious should I return to popular medical discourse 50 years after my apparent death. No, better that I continue my studies into the psychoses in secret. One day, may I hold up my own cure as validation of the methods. I am confident no cure for my condition. My beloved wife lies within our figurative minds, waiting to be unlocked by the correct combination of memories recovered from our childhoods. And I'm most certain it has nothing to do with the relationship between myself, my parents, and my genitals. Sorry, Sigmund, but I choose to stay my course. In time, too, may your star fade and disappear. Often I reflect with great regret on the missed opportunity that was my infector. Had I been conscious after the attack, I could have stopped the orderlies from locking her in the roaming pen. What I would give for just one interview, a few simple questions of the plague-ridden woman who met her end that dawn. Of course, there is no guarantee she would have been any more helpful than my current crop of test subjects, mewling wretches. Few could be called enthusiastic. Given the nature of the tests, I cannot expect the same fervor from all, but a modicum of cooperation would be appreciated. Animals. The one called John went so far as to gnaw off his arm and escape into the floorboards like some feral rodent. I still hear him scurrying about at night. He must be making an atrocious mess in there.
So it's basically
my studies proceed
chronicling
at a
his,
languid pace.
from when he was turned to
foul
where he is now.
ennui as my wife's illness
It's a diary.
advances. My subjects grow restless without proper supervision, but I cannot pull myself back from this black depression. How many nights I've wasted now, gazing from the tower walk, pondering the frailty of existence.
I think this is the way. Oh, okay, that's a shortcut back. I keep forgetting can't sprint in this game. Alright, let's see. This is the way, maybe? I think this is the door we need to unlock. Yeah, it's got those puzzle things on it. Yes.
After decades of solitary study into this affliction, I have learned that it is by no means mine alone. Indeed, the city is home to an entire society of similarly afflicted individuals with whom I've only recently made contact. They are an understandably standoffish sort, by and large, but I have been able to confirm with them that the condition is indeed vampirism, which apparently comes in a multitude of strains, each with a spectacular set of symptoms such as invisibility and even a sort of lycanthropy. Through numerous official interactions with the governing body of this secret society, I have concluded that their fundamental understanding of the vampiric condition is woefully lacking and mired in suspicion and pseudo-religious dogma that would make a Turk ball for its scripture. Indeed, they seemed impressed with my studies and the eloquence with which I was able to present them. Apparently, the typical sufferer of my particular strain of vampirism is far from the vanguard of the King's English. So impressed were they that they even offered me an office in their government, a rather high office by the sound of things. I believe I shall accept. If nothing else, it should provide a lofty vantage point from which to observe the breadth and epidemiology of the affliction so that I may move more expeditiously toward a cure.
So after his, before he was turned, he was a psychiatrist, or a psychologist, I should say, and it seems like, well, most clans are drawn to like people who already have the the tendencies of what that clan is. So like the Bruja would obviously go towards more rebellious people. Ventrue would obviously go after greedy, leadership type people. La Sombra, I guess, sneaky Spanish people or Muslims. Malkavians, I don't really know what they would go after, because would they really know what crazy is if they're crazy themselves? So I assume they would go after like psychiatrists because, they're familiar with crazy people, or they seem to understand them. So it would make sense that they would go after him. But pretty much very quickly after his turning, they made him a primogen, which is one of the highest, at least in a city, one of the highest things you can be in the Camarilla. Probably because he was a psychiatrist, and they figured, or psychologist, sorry. They figured, he's, probably a good candidate to be a leader for Malkavian, since we don't have much choice with them. So
I have accepted the role of
puzzle.
primogen for Clan Malkavian, the dreadfully winsome label applied to the particular strain of vampirism I suffer, so named for some supposed vampire father figure of old, more poppycock grown from a backward culture that seems interminably drawn to children's tales and the fiction of Victorian romance, when it should concern itself with the science behind their suffering. No matter, for I have taken this office for no greater reason than to advance my research. I must make mention, however, that even among my would-be peers in this governing body of vampires, the level of paranoia and superstition is frightening. Their intelligence is not the question, no, indeed. As they courted me for this appointment, I had to suspect that their overtures were hand-tailored to what must be my obvious infatuation with reason, for the devil would do well to have such honey-tongued tempters. Even so, I could not help but notice the dressing of language these vampire leaders chose for their siren song. Whether it is born of habit, from addressing their unwashed, ill-educated subjects, or from their own deep-seated beliefs, their linguistic flourishes belie a faith in superstition over the providence of empirical reason that must be an all-pervasive theme in this society of darkest night. Damn it all, now I'm doing it too.
I don't know what I did. I thought it would be chaos order time. But first, I think pretty sure that's what I did first, but that was wrong. So I just went to randomly switching levers, and we opened something downstairs. Take this shortcut. Yeah, this bookshelf, which leads to the next part of the mansion. It's kind of less puzzles. There's a special item here somewhere. Yeah, that. We got two special items actually. There was one in the first puzzle room, or second. That's not it. There we go. Da-dum. Special items basically are like passive bonuses, you know, like rings or necklaces and other RPGs. So this is one, Tarl Fang. This heavy fang could only have belonged to a ferocious predatory beast. You feel at ease knowing there's one less of those in the world. Decrease your chance to frenzies. That's good to have. Weekapog Thessal. This petrified reed was not meant to fall into the hands of the damned, but vampires can benefit from its shamanistic magic all the same. Increases defense by 1 point. And we already read that. Still don't know what that's for. Need research for that stuff. Alright, luckily we don't really need to use our skills in here. Need to go this way. Oh, maybe not. Need to go to that big room with the staircase. Look at that photo. I don't know if that's supposed to be him. Alistair Grout. They probably could have put more furniture and stuff in the mansion, but I mean, maybe it makes sense for it to be pretty bare bones, seeing as how they're... One, they don't really have any need of it since they're vampires, and two, they're all crazy.
As I expand my dealings with the vampire government, I have encountered a disturbing new symptom of this affliction. Frequently, in conversation, I will hear voices emanating from other vampires, voices that are not their own, but which seem to have insight into their lives beyond what I could gather from simple conversation. These voices seem to echo from deep within my fellow vampires, and I cannot be certain if this symptom belongs to my strain of the illness or theirs, for the voices are various and inconsistent. I dare not mention this symptom to my vampiric peers, for they have proven themselves true predators to whom I could be loath to reveal any sign of weakness. Indeed, these voices have counseled me against confessing their presence, and until I can confirm their source, I will listen. The information the voices have given me ranges from curious to frightening. The latter case is especially true of one powerful vampire whose name I shall not commit to recording in the interests of self-preservation.
So there's where the mirror starts to crack. He's starting to become paranoid of someone, which I assume is LaCroix, maybe, but I'm not sure. Now, I think all Malkavians hear voices, which is each other's voices, I believe. It's like called the Madness Network or something. But if you play as Malkavian, you do hear voices, and the voices will actually tell you stuff about characters or events or scenery that you see. I don't really know exactly if it's helpful or whatever because I can't really hear it all the time, but it probably is like vaguely helpful. So that's probably what he's getting, like voices about people, which is why he's probably not trusting them, which is probably not wrong to do because you know, they're vampires and they're all pretty out for their own interests. Curse them all, whatever this is. What was that? What was that? It was like a... Was it just a door note? Was there like a note? I swear there was an item interaction thing there. I don't know. Never seen it before anyway, so it's probably just my mind. What's this? The mind is a maze, and maze inspires minds. In the labyrinth beyond this door, reactions of test subjects to the weirdest environments can be studied easily with that vampiric invisibility power of mine. So I guess he also became obsessed with observing mentally ill people, which I guess all these people are humans because I'm able to feed on them, or at least they're ghouls. So he's been, I guess he's using his dimension powers to make them go crazy, and then he's studying them, or maybe just not using anything and just studying them, because I guess eventually if you were trapped in a strange place like this, you'd go crazy too. I don't think there's much to explore. Pretty sure we got all the special items, those two things, the twig and the other thing. I guess we can't go in here. Although what other choice do we have? Can't seem to fall in here. Oh, there we go. Here. I don't think I've ever been this way. It's just a circle. I have no idea what I'm doing. Supposed to get to like a garden area, if I remember right. Yeah, like this area. Very beautiful room. I guess this is like a mausoleum. That's what rich people would put in their house. But this is the only instance in which you see daylight in the game, which is that. So if we walk into it, we will get hurt. But that opens the way. And then some nurses, I guess, attack us. Which are basically the doctor guy from the Santa Monica clinic and the blood guy, at least their character models and their faces. But it's not actually them. Vagrant, I think his name, or Varney or Vagrant, and then Dr. Malcolm. Yeah, it's literally their character models, but it's not them. No, I don't know what's going on, but it can see through walls. Do I have I don't know what that is. I guess it's just a game. And I think this is the way. Oh, I think there's another puzzle involving that phone. But we have to get in here first. Yeah. Nothing in here, nothing in here. These are fake doors. Or at least none that we can interact with.
They're coming.
So you heard that. Okay. Yeah, and then these mannequins do that stuff. And that too. Not sure if it's supernatural or if it's just the people doing that. Like if this is haunted like the hotel was. So now we're locked in here. Not sure what we're supposed to do. Let's go back up. This is the same. Oh, the phone's ringing.
Wishes and words sprout from the same seed.
I couldn't hear that. But now we can go.
Stop doing that.
Hear that.
Be too pleased.
Alright. I think this is near the end. Lights. Lost trapped here is the master wants his host. Total servant, but now the victim of this growing mistrust. The fractured surface of his paranoia, hearing the screams beyond the wall. These walls, something has happened. Something unnameable. The beginnings of a harrowing madness that I surely will not. I think that's from one of his recordings. Maybe they're song lyrics. It's the chapel. Yeah, there's that nurse or that doctor again. Carnival of death, gruesome remains found on the pier, police baffled. We've seen one of that. That's a new picture though for it. Okay, let's go back. Alright, did we come from here? No. I don't think so. Okay, yeah.
I am no longer safe. I know it. The voices have proven themselves authentic, and I have withdrawn from the Vampire Society entirely. My absence will no doubt draw attention, but I could no longer hold my fragile composure around the ravenous eyes of my vampire peers, especially not around him. The voices compelled me to make what I fear is a Faustian bargain, but I had to, for their demands are constant and merciless. I have secluded myself within the mansion. I know he will strike out at me. He will go to any length to achieve his ambitions, and he knows it, I know. I have taken precautions to protect my beloved wife. Her cure will have to wait until our immediate safety is guaranteed. The mansion was constructed with security in mind, but at that time I was not privy to the full range of vampire capabilities. The voices echo in the twisted corridors of my psyche, dark whisperings of a macabre and formless menace, the approach of which portends an end to all of this.
So yeah, he became paranoid and thought
The voices
take
have
his wife.
increased in frequency and direction of late. They have begun to stay with me long after conversation has ceased and are serving as quite a distraction. I fear others are beginning to notice my preoccupation at the vampire gatherings. I am thinking again of the particular vampire of whom I spoke previously, who I dare not name for my growing fear. If the voices are to be believed, then my caution is warranted, for they speak of his blackest crimes, both past and future. More than once I have seen the suspicion in his eyes and heard the distrust in his voice when speaking with me. The fear must register on my face, as it is all I can do in these moments to keep from crying out in chorus with the voices.
So this is what he did to his wife. I don't know if she is a vampire, maybe she's in torpor, because she's obviously not decaying, but I don't know, maybe it's only been a couple weeks since all this started. Now that room's open, which I think is their bedroom. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, it is. So it looks like this vampire that was chained up and staked, although the stake's not supposed to actually kill them, just immobilize them. And it seems like there's an explosion in the mansion. Just looking around. Oh. Look, he cut out the eyes. He did it for all of them. Huh.
Grouts, lay low and be cleansed by the flames!
Grout's dead. Who the hell are you?
Grout is dead? Pity it could not be by my hand. No matter. Soon your self-made kings and false prophets and all who bear the mark of the beast will be washed from the earth for the coming of the Lord.
Who the hell are you?
As you burn, tell them it was Grünfeld Bach who sent your damned soul to that lake of fire. All agents of Satan shall return to whence they came. Let this righteous display serve as a promise to all who serve the archfiend Lacroix. I'm coming for you, Lacroix. By the power of the Lord, I will cleanse your black soul.
Yeah, whatever. So he is a vampire hunter, and looks like he has something against Lacroix. I think we're supposed to jump down. So yeah. Now we have to deal with vampire hunters as well. Get past you. So we gotta escape the mansion while it's burning down. I think I'm going the right way. Yes. No? Yeah, I'm going the right way. It's pretty easy. Just try not to get hit too much by those guys. Because fire damage is not easy to heal. Oh, I can't. He's on fire. That makes sense. Just jump out the window. And there goes Grouts Mansion. So, Yeah, so tell LaCroix someone killed Grout. I guess it was the vampire hunter. Or Nines, because he was also here. It wasn't us, though. And I think we crashed. Yeah.